Yeah.
YouTube is live.
Hello, you YouTubers. Welcome back. We'll be starting off here in just a moment. We're just waiting until everybody gets back from the breakout rooms.
Some of the breakout rooms are taking longer, so I don't know if you want to say a few words, Bob. We've got about another 30 seconds before everyone's back.
Well, I hope that you guys were able to do some good work in the breakout rooms. I have to tell you, this is going to be an incredible process, as you're going to find out in just a few minutes. This is really going to change your life in a wonderful way. In a wonderful way. And you're going to have to do a lot of work. I'm sorry to say, but it's going to be fun work. It's going to be good work, deep work. Not the kind of deep work you do in therapy, incidentally. Not painful deep work. Happy deep work.
I like that, Bob. Happy deep work. That's awesome. Okay, we're in the countdown.
Okay. Uta, you had something? Unmute yourself, dear. Go ahead. You're unmuted.
Oh, am I? Okay, I'm just wondering, like, we had a mystery guest in our group and it was a little bit uncomfortable. They wouldn't unmute and they didn't have their picture up, but they left like the last 10 seconds or something of our group, but the whole time there was like somebody's name and just the thing, and I'm wondering if there's any way of avoiding that because it just felt a little bit uncomfortable to
What was the name?
Brian Cook or Cookie or I didn't recognize the name as being anybody that's been here previously. And
Thank you, Uta, for alerting us to that. We will look into that. Yeah, we'll look into that.
Everybody back now, Janet?
Yes, they are.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys had a good time in your breakout rooms. Listen, I got to tell you, this is going to be really exciting as we move forward, because by the end of this week, when we get back together, I want you to have a word. And the word has to be who you are. Now, that's very different than a word that describes you. Like a description of a shoe is not a shoe. A description of you is not you. It has to be who you are. The word, the beingness has to be there before the word. And the word may not even make a lot of sense to some people. I don't care. As long as that word resonates with you I don't care what the word is. I just don't even care. It can be tin can. I don't care what it is. What matters is that it represents inside of you the truth of who you are. Capital T, truth. The truth of who you are. I want that word to be so clear and so powerful that if you went to God today and God said, "Who are you?" and you had only one word, you could say that word and God would say, "Right, gotcha," and checked you off in the book. I want that word to be exactly who you are. It's got to be that way. It's got to be that way. So that's going to be this week. That's your homework this week, to read all of that area called protections. Protection. You're going to find protection. Read the whole thing. Everything that's protection. It's quite a bit. Everything that's labeled protection, that whole section. Read it. And get a word. You're going to have to meditate. You're going to probably write a lot of words down. You may have to go to a thesaurus. You're going to just kick words around. But just keep in mind, if the word describes you, it's not the right word. We're not trying to get a description of you. We're trying to find you. If you were a word, what would that word be? And I must tell you that next week, your homework will be to find a word. And by the end of our 6 weeks, we'll have 6 words. And the first 2 words will be I am, followed by 6 words. And that will be your identity, your true identity, who you truly are in this incarnation and eternally. In this being, what makes you unique, singular, and different. One of my dear friends and a gentleman that's in the same class was saying that he has a place up well up in Canada, and he skis up there every year, and he has a home up there, and he was saying that he's got a place on his porch where he has a black frame, like a picture frame, a black frame. And he says, when it begins to snow, he and his wife go out and watch that, and they see the flakes come down and land, and they try to see the uniqueness of each flake, and they've never seen 2 alike. And of course, we both know that there's never been 2 snowflakes that are alike. Now, that's not possible. Hello? That's not possible. There aren't even enough numbers in all the universes to number the number of snowflakes in one storm, much less all of eternity. How can it possibly be that each snowflake is unique and separate and different? Because that's the nature of God. That's the nature of our Creator. That's the proof. If you need proof that there's a living God, that's the proof. All the ways, all of the unique, different ways that Holy Spirit expresses itself. And you are an expression, and I'm an expression, and each snowflake's an expression, each tree is an expression, each kitten's an expression, every cell in your body is an expression. Everything that exists is a unique and individual expression. But you are not a body. Your body is unique and different than any other body that's ever lived, but you're not your body. You're a being. You're a unique being that creates this body. Who is that being? What is a word? And you must find that word. And now you got some work to do. This sounds like, gosh, this is going to be pretty easy homework. This is going to be one of the harder homeworks if you do it right. But if you do it well, and be willing to call people and talk to them if you get stuck. But don't let anybody else, don't let anyone else tell you your word or even suggest a word. Don't do that. Oh, I'll tell you what I think. Here's your word. Don't listen to that. Don't do that. And don't tell anyone your word before you come back on this next week. Don't tell anyone your word. Keep it to yourself and feel it. When you say that word inside of yourself, it has to resound. You have to be able to feel yourself trembling. Yes, yes. This is who I am. This is what I am. This is how I exist. This is how I express myself in this incarnation. This is me. Are there any questions about this? Okay, go forward and do good work. So now, what I'd like for you to do is dig into your pocket and throw a few bucks on the counter to help pay for Unity of Vancouver's costs and expenses, and the costs of expenses of these classes, and of all the different expenses we have. See, we're kind of in a bind here because we're closed, and we're going to be closed for a while yet. And yet, so people say, well, they're closed, so therefore they're not spending any money. Oh, we're still spending thousands and thousands of dollars every month. We just don't have a collection basket. So we rely on you to help us out. So dig down and toss a few bucks on the counter. Let's do this affirmation together. And remember, when it says divine love, we're talking not about love, we're talking about money, which is love. You know, it's all love. So together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So I'd like for you to be willing now to go to one of these places. Janet's going to talk to you about these, but just go to one of these places.
Yes, so there's a few ways to donate, and we thank you in advance for all your generous love offerings. We are solely supported by everyone's generous offerings, whether it's on a Wednesday or on a Sunday. So you can either do donations through PayPal, through Tithely, and there are links to donate in the chat room right now. And the chat button is at the bottom of your screen, or you can visit unityofvancouver.org. And we also have a new feature where you can actually send in a donation through e-transfer. So, and that you can do through donations at unityofvancouver.org. So,
real easy to do. And it doesn't, I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, well, I'm just not doing that well because I have been out of work. I mean, I could give maybe $10 a week or something. That's all I could give. $10 a week would be great. It would be great. If we got 100 people giving $10 a week, that helps. So unmute yourselves and go to your gallery view. And I want to.
Yeah, Bob, I just wanted to let you know there was an inquiry earlier in the when we just started about breakout rooms, and one of the people that was in the breakout room was anonymous, but they actually were a participant in the class tonight, so there wasn't any person
good.
that was in that breakout
Good.
room that wasn't.
Good. That's good to know. So I want you to all know that a lady that's been with us through many of these classes for a long, long time, Jean Kay, is in probably the last little phase of her life through cancer. She's been holding it off with great spiritual work for years and years and years. Many, many times over the years, the doctors have told her that she only had a few months, and she's just hung on and hung on and hung on. She's filled with grace. She's filled with love. She's one of the most generous, gentle, sweet, good people I've ever known. If you know Jean, or if you don't know Jean, can we just take 1 minute and send Jean the power of our love right now to Jean Kay? Love you, sweet Jean. Please feel our blessings and our love surrounding you and filling you and protecting you. You are in the heart of God, and God is in the heart of you. We send you love. Be well, and good night. Thank you, my dears. Love you. See you next week.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Nice seeing
Bye.
It was a wonderful evening, just wonderful. Thank you. And our breakout
Thank you.
room was great. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, see you next
Thank
week.
you, Bob.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
very much.
I'm so glad you had us alerted to send Jean Kay some healing
you.
energy, because she's in my heart just from the classes that I took with her. So
Good. Thank you. Love you all. Good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Bob. Thank you.
Good night.
Take care. Good night, Victoria.
Kayla,
Everybody.
Kayla,
See
can I
you.
ask you,
Bye-bye.
Kayla, can I ask you a question? Did you paint that behind you?
Did. I channeled it.
My God, lady,
Uh,
that's what we're talking about right there. Oh, that's just absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Good
See
night.
everybody. Good to see everybody.
Night, Janet.
Glad you're
Had a
here.
problem with my donation. Unfortunately, the button that came up for me was to request money. I'm not requesting money. I'm trying to give money.
Okay, Barb, can you go to unityofvancouver.org and you can do it through that website? Is that what you did?
Okay, so please have them just ignore the request.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Hi, Uda. Good
Bye,
to see
everybody.
you. Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great week. Bye, Maria.
You as well. Happy
Are
Thanksgiving.
you still doing your art, Maria? Are you still doing your art?
At the moment. Oh,
Yeah.
I
Did you
should-
know that,
I should-
pardon?
I should be doing it, I know.
You're an incredible artist, such an incredible artist. You really are.
Nice to see you, Janet.
Good to see you too, love, and good to see you, Kayla. So glad that you're both here. Let's just all send our creative energy out even more into the world. It needs it right now.
Thank you. Yes.